You are watching.
You are watching
The Adventures of Joe and
Jim. Have fun.
Previously on the adventures of Joe and Jim.
So we're two childhood friends that have made a bucket list. We're going to fly around the world and tick every single one of these off.
We started our world adventure in South America, having already travelled to Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina and Chile, making friends along the way and even getting myself a girlfriend in the Rio Carnival. But on the quest to complete the bucket list, we have had to leave them behind.
Please don't forget me.
Today is no different. We are leaving Chile and the family that has treated us like their own since we've been in this desert. Like two kids leaving for school, our Chilean family has made us a packed lunch for the journey into Bolivia.
Let's see what's inside. Made us little sandwiches. Oh my god, there's loads of stuff in cakes, cereal bars, little coffee drink. I'm eating my sandwich now. How nice is that? Really, really nice of her. She's such a friendly person.
About 10 hours later, we arrived in our first destination in Bolivia, a place called Uyuni. A cold, dusty little town that no gringo would probably ever pass through if it wasn't for what surrounds it. A prehistoric evaporated lake, now known as the world's largest salt flats.
Hola everybody. We're 3,666 metres above sea level. We're currently in the salt flats. As you can see to your left, there's lots of salt. What's to your right? Lots of salt, more salt, and actually, believe it or not, behind the camera, I'm looking at a lot of salt.
But why was this place on the bucket list? I've already seen this amount of salt on a portion of chips at my local kebab shop. Well, we were here for the lack of depth perception. Basically, you can't tell how near or far away things are. So me and Jim were here to make a film that we could sell to Hollywood, get rich, so we could travel the world forever. Here is the premiere.
After dancing on top of one of the many beers our driver has had since we've been on this tour, we hop back into the Jeep willingly. After all, it's not like he's going to drink drive into anything out here. We are in search of water. When the sun starts to set, it creates the second reason we have come to the salt flats, to see the world's biggest mirror.
Wow. Yes. Mira el hombre, ¿dónde se ha ido?
Whoa!
It's like we're walking on water. Do I look like Jesus? Look at the way it reflects off of the water. Very impressive.
It's like you've died and been given a first-class ticket to the afterlife. I don't know what heaven looks like, but this has to be a strong contender. Where the sky meets the earth is almost impossible to make out. giving way to this strange, dreamlike quality, which truly gives the impression that you're floating away somewhere, levitating through the clouds. Which I'm sure is how our intoxicated chauffeur was feeling anyway.
I think he's had about 5 beers, maybe 6. I don't know what he's playing at. Where's he going with the car?
¿Se malogró? No.
If my bag falls out there, it's only sitting on the side. I think he's had one too many, don't you?
Our driver has decided to drive off.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
With our camera bag open on the back seat and hanging halfway out of the car door, he doesn't look like he's coming back. Might as well take one final Instagram photo in the last place we will see on Earth. Eventually we find him, and he takes us back to Uyuni, where we grab something to eat with a local before our journey into the capital.
We got 1 hour before we get on the bus. This little kid just come over, so I thought I'd give him a lollipop. Now he's going to sit and have dinner with us. That's what it's like coming again. A little bit weird, but I like it. Really good little kid. He gets speaking English.
Nombre?
His name's Sunny King.
Sunny King postumname tuttumaname manava. Tu giovane ora per noi, tu me ne chiedi così noi. Finimo tutto ma dici per ora. Sì? Sì?
He doesn't understand my Spanish. I know his mum said, but I don't like the orange flavour. I don't like the orange flavour. Let me find an orange one for him.
Amigo, non te ne mamma. You're a good Spaniel Boliviano, no? He's a good boy. Give him a lollipop for Christmas time.
We travelled 9 hours through the night and into the day to reach the highest administrative capital city in the world, La Paz. Elevated at a breathtaking 3,500 metres above sea level. And when we say breathtaking, we mean it. Literally, it's very, very hard to breathe here. One of the reasons the bucket list has taken us here is to find the indigenous Aymara and Quechua women, better known as Cholitas. They became an obsession of mine ever since I typed Bolivia into Google. Instantly you were shown brightly coloured Cholitas that have become a national symbol of this country. But it wasn't always like this. For decades, indigenous women in Bolivia suffered racial and public abuse, being barred from taking public transport, eating in restaurants and walking freely in public places. They were seen as rural peasants who migrated to the city. But on our arrival, they were nowhere to be seen. We wandered the streets looking for hours, lightheaded from the high altitude, hallucinating, asking giant animals where the Cholitas were, and being guided by zebra crossings that had come to life. We started to wonder if the discrimination was keeping them away from the city. We soon realised that the only reason we couldn't find them was because they weren't scattered around the city, they were all together, a couple streets away, doing what they have been for the last few years, standing up to discrimination. Ever since Bolivia's first ever indigenous president, Evo Morales, came to power and changed everything. As we turned the corner, there they were, 5,000 strong, easily identified, embracing everything they were given to discriminate against them. Their name Cholita, used as a derogatory term, now said with pride. Their dresses forced to be adopted by the Spanish. Their distinctive bowler hats said to be originally sent for railway workers, but in the wrong size. So then selling them to the women as the fashion in Europe. They are now used by the women as a marital status. Straight on if you're married, and to the side on a tilt if you're single or widowed. Hundreds of years of Europeans coming to this country and discriminating against them. And this is how we were greeted, only with kindness. We are just another 2 Europeans passing through this land. But this time, it would be a little different. Today would not be the Cholitas adopting European attire, such as the dresses and bowler hats. It would be us, adopting their latest t-shirt advertising their next step to equality.
I think it fits. It's too small. It's poquito. Good?
Sí, ¿está bien?
Yeah, yeah.
Llévese.
To pay money for this, or? Do it. ¿Cuántos?
No, es blanco.
Oh, it's.
Esto,
Oh, you want to get? You want as well? Gracias. Is this the right way?
Al otro lado. Ah, está bien.
Está bien.
Is that good?
Está bien.
Way.
Ya, está bien.
Thank you. Very nice woman. We're in a parade. I don't know what it's for, but I feel like a celebrity. I've been given loads of gifts and everyone wants a picture with me. It's very strange when every single person in this crowd is staring at you.
We couldn't have picked a better time to come to Bolivia. We're here to see the rise of the Cholitas. Saying no to years of discrimination, these bowler hat bearing Cholitas are fighting back, as we found out in more ways than one.
So in the daytime they're Cholitas, but at night time they're restless.
Yes, you heard me correctly. I said restless. When I think of wrestling, I think of The Rock, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, to name a few. Not sweet ladies choke slamming one another and pole driving their plats into each other's skulls. We had never heard about this before arriving, but why would we? This has been going on since the 50s, but only recently wrestler and promoter Juan Mamani had the idea to put the women into wrestling rings for publicity. With the opportunity to make money and release stress and frustration from domestic abuse at home, it's no wonder why these women are flying off the top rope and kicking the shit out of men. I feel like we had been accepted into a secret underground fight club, where the Cholitas we saw at today's protest all knew the first rule of Fight Club. I will never look at them the same again. And after years of discrimination, I think that's exactly what they wanted.
The next day, still full of adrenaline from the Cholitas wrestling, we were prepared for our first adrenaline junkie activity on the bucket list. A little bike ride along the North Yungas Road. Sounds innocent enough, probably because it's better known by its nickname, the Death Road, known as one of the most dangerous roads on Earth.
7:30 in the morning. Hopefully we survived today. Haven't rode a bike since I was about 12 years old, I think. So a bit apprehensive about it. Hopefully all goes well. We can do it.
This 43-mile long road of death claimed nearly 300 lives every year, until a new safer route was built for traffic. This road ended up on the bucket list after watching the Top Gear Bolivia special. But watching it on TV and being here are two wildly different things. Having signed our life away and driving along it, this feels like one of the most stupid things we have ever done. Maybe some words of encouragement from our tour guide before we set off. Or how about listing all the people that have died here so far?
How did she die?
Because she was riding by like normal, slow, but at that moment one truck is coming up, the truck is taking the horns, and scary, breaking the ball brake, overtaking the handlebar, and she was thrown down. And if I want to see the one accident on the death row with 108 people died only in one accident, let's go there.
The bus?
Yep. Look at that small black cross there. That's the memorial of the 108 people died with the one big bus in the date 1893. That place is not really safe, that's why so it's not good idea to stop, because you know the word fall, the earth is wet, it's really soft, that's why one rock fell down, and after the rock, the landslide is pushed the bus and all the people is died. Except one baby survived in that accident, but I'm not sure where is that baby. That's why I just put one big cross for the memorial.
With nothing but fear put into us by our tour guide, we felt pretty hopeless. Until this happened. What is it a butterfly supposed to symbolise again? Something about being looked over by a guardian angel. I'm not a religious man, but I'll take anything at this point. We set off. In the likely event we fly off this cliff, we are equipped with a helmet. that's only use is to keep my head intact so you can identify my obliterated body. We pass crosses, in hopes that we aren't next, and become another scare story for our tour guide to tell his group of death-defying idiots. I wouldn't even call this a road, more like a gravel edge with hardly any guardrail and a million slippery rocks, each lying in wait to send me and my bike on a 2,000-foot freefall. You have a lot of time to think on this road. It seems to go on forever. I begin to remember the first time I was learning to ride a bike. Had that training all been for this one moment? Or were my childhood memories flashing before my eyes as today I would plummet to my death? Another cross snaps me back into concentration, before we nearly take another full collision on with a truck and are brought to a standstill. Why are people still using this road? A safer road has been built. We stood and watched as a bus that was clearly too long for the corner it was going around rode up against the cliff wall on a tilt and by some miracle got around. There's that religious symbolism again. After hours of hairpin bends, waterfalls, playing chicken with vehicles and being blinded by the dust, we made it to the bottom. My hands to this day are still stuck in the grip of that bike handle, like a real life action man. An action man that survived death road. One of the most dangerous roads in the world.
Congratulations guys, because you are survived Joe and James, and you are such nice people, and thank you for don't die today on the death road with us.
The next day, soaring high above the La Paz building tops, we began talking of our journey so far and the landmass we had covered.
Best way to view La Paz though. It's the best way to view La Paz. Spectacular. It's not a word I normally use, but it's spectacular.
Our talks turned to Paraguay, Bolivia's neighbour and brother. It was never on the bucket list, but we thought to ourselves there's nothing more adventurous than a spontaneous journey into an unknown land. So we said, why not? It doesn't look like it's even that far on the map. We couldn't have been more wrong.
Hello?
Hey,
Paraguay.
where are you?
Paraguay.
Paraguay? You stay in Paraguay
See?
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 3 long days through barren countryside on a bus seat with the comfort level of a brick, we made it. Living on nothing but crisps for 3 days, we needed a proper meal. So we went in search of Paraguay's national dish, sopa paraguaya. The story behind this dish is the president in the 1800s ordered some soup. The chef added too much corn flour to this soup, resulting in this. Calling it sopa paraguaya, translating to Paraguayan soup, they served him the mistake and he was clueless as to what he was eating. Just like me.
I think it's just egg. I actually don't even know what it is. I think it tastes like, the top bit tastes like a lasagna. It's like an egg lasagna. Fucking disgusting. You didn't miss out on this one, mate.
Stop looking at me, everybody.
We get a few stares here. Being the only Westerners we've seen, we didn't think there would be a lot to do here in Paraguay. That's why, believe it or not, we couldn't get over the fact that by absolute fluke, we had arrived to this.
Where are we, man? We're in Paraguay.
Out of 365 days, we had arrived on the most important day on the Paraguayan calendar.
We're in Paraguay. Enjoying a sangria, aren't we?
Sure are, mate.
Very nice day. It's the Independence Day of Paraguay. And we spent the whole day walking around, watching comedy shows, lots of dancing, lots of salsa, great food.
On their head.
I've had a really good day.
Paella. There's lots of paella going around.
But there's lots of Colombians.
Colombians dancing their asses off.
Chileans, Argentinians. Kind of like, even though it's the independence of Paraguay, it's more like a South American day.
That hot chicks.
Wow.
That guy's got a cash register on his head.
I see. I love it. It's nice and hot. Since that we just come from Bolivia, the altitude is back to normal. I can actually breathe normally.
We couldn't breathe at all in Bolivia. Oh, there's little kids coming to say hello. Oh. Just give me a little car. Oh. Ciao. Just some little kids.
It's a real family day out, you know. There's kids everywhere.
No thanks.
A woman's trying to sell us a little toy of a tiger that I don't want.
I really don't want it.
This journey through Bolivia and Paraguay has been filled with hidden surprises. Whether it's sitting here now in a country we never planned to be in and at a festival we didn't know was happening, or finding out sweet ladies have a secret fight club. We knocked back another sangria, and I realised something. There has been hidden religious symbolism throughout this journey.
Do I look like Jesus?
Maybe we never made it off the death road, and maybe we had died and already found heaven. All I know is Bolivia has taught me not everything is always as it seems. And Paraguay has taught me that when you don't search for anything, that's when you find everything. I guess that's the beauty of travel.
Action.
¿Tu gusta, amigo? ¿Sí? ¿Taquicot? ¿Taquicot?
Oh, wait, do it again, do it again. Go more over that way. Oh no, right. Why did you stop running?
We're doing a video. Okay, stand in the middle. See? Oh, stole your coat. See, mate, cheers.
Now you have to come closer. Closer, closer, closer.
Oh! That's like all this fucking shit. I can't see anything.
And that way. That way. And then stay in that line and go backwards. No, forwards I mean.
Oh, that's some guy.
He's gone out.
Oh.
Get in it.
Shut up.
Do it, quick.